Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a get ready with me using quite a few new products that I've not used before. I went shopping with a girlfriend the other day, and believe it or not, she had never ever been inside a Sephora, and so of course we had to go into Sephora and made a quick trip into MAC before moving on to Ulta to get our brows done and do a little bit more shopping. So yeah, so I have some new products that I'm going to be using, and let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I did get my brows done, and of course I have right in the center of my eyes a lovely little visitor. I always get irritation on my brows when I get them waxed, but I do it anyway because I'd rather have that irritation than have out of control brows. So anyway, so I'm going to start off with my NYX Dark Circle concealer under my eyes like usual. I finally got my vanity area all set up and everything. So I have a new vanity, a big huge mirror, a new 7-drawer makeup organizer thing. It's kind of like the Alex drawers, but it's not an Alex drawer, it's a different brand. And I have a nice comfy chair and all that good stuff, so I can actually, and since I have lights now, I can actually film at night when I get the kids to bed. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Husband's at work in the emergency room, and I'm here doing this. Okay, next I'm going to take, this is a sample size of the SmashBox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, oil-free, pore minimizing primer. So I got this, no it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before, right? Friday, whatever, I think, yeah, Friday. I lose track of my days. So I'm just taking a little bit of this. I've heard good and bad things, and I dropped it, good and bad things about this, so we'll see here. And I'm just gonna press this into my face, not rub. That so far. For foundation today, I'm going to use my Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup Peptide Infused Light Diffusing Paraben Free. I am in the shade 2.0. Okay, so most of the products that I'm going to use today are high-end, with the exception of just a few. So anyway, this looks like it might be a little bit too light right now, actually. We'll see. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques Beauty Blender sponge thing. Okay, then for concealer, I'm going to use my It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. This is just a sample size. I believe I got this in my glossy box a few months ago. So I'm just going to take this on my ring finger, and this is a really thick concealer, so you don't need a whole lot. And this concealer tends to stay tacky for a little while, so just make sure that you blend it in really well. And you're also going to really want to set this with a under eye setting powder. So I'm going to take my Forever Nude palette by BH Cosmetics and take the banana powder that's in here just to set my under eyes. And this is just an e.l.f. blush brush, but I always use this one for my under eyes. Do some highlighting all over my face. I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Fair and take some down my nose, on my forehead, on my Cupid's bow, and then a little on my chin. And then I'm going to blend that out with my Real Technique sponge. I'm also going to take my banana powder again and set all of those places that I just highlighted. Okay, now I am going to do a little bit of just bronzing up my whole face. And for that, I'm going to take this shade right here. And this is an e.l.f. Kabuki brush. I'm just going to do a little tiny bit of contouring down my nose, the sides of my nose. Okay, and then I am going to just take my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Matte Finish Pressed Powder. This is in the shade 215. For blush, I am going to use the blush that's in the BH Cosmetics Forever Nude palette, and that's this shade right here. It's really pretty, really light pink. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's just really pretty. Okay, and for my highlight today, I got a new highlight at Sephora. Okay, so the highlight today that I'm going to use is from Sephora, and this is their Micro Smooth Illuminator Baked Luminizer in Light Beam. And it's super pretty, just really, really pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to do my brows and my tight line and waterline, so I will be right back while I do that. Okay, so I'm back. So I did my brows and my tight line and waterline. Now I'm going to use this LORAC Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. It came with my LORAC Pro palette that I just got, which I'm so excited about. So I'm going to take a little bit of this on my fingertip and then just put it on my eyelids. I was very, very excited to get the LORAC palette because, of course, everyone just raves about it. And so I was looking for a new palette to try, and it was either the LORAC palette or the Tartelette, the new one. And so I decided to go with the LORAC palette. Anyway, so now let's do our eyes. I also have a new Makeup Geek foiled shadow in the shade Grandstand that I just got in. So I'm excited to try that too. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use it tonight or if I'm just going to use my LORAC palette. So let's get started. Here's the palette. And I really don't know what I'm planning to do for this look. I'm just going to play around for the first time with this palette and see where it takes me. What I love about this palette though is that the top row is all matte shades and the bottom is all like shimmer, you know, shades. So I was going through my shadows the other day and I noticed that I only had like maybe 3 or 4 matte shadows. And I was like, that doesn't seem right. I need some more matte shadows. So that's the one of the reasons why I was interested in this palette. So anyway, so I think I'm gonna take this shade Mauve right here, this one, and start putting that in my transition area. Use that as my transition shade. I really like this shadow. It's really easy to blend out and super soft. I also looked at the LORAC Pro 2 palette and decided that I liked the neutral shades in this palette better, so that's why I got this one. I'm gonna go with this shade right here. This is Cream. Okay, so now in my actual crease, I think I'm going to take this shade Sable, which is this shade right here. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a big fluffy blending brush and blend that out. Okay, and then just on a regular shadow brush, I'm going to take the shade Pewter, which is this bottom shade right here. So I'm just going to take my MAC Fix Plus and a flat shader brush and spray a little bit on here. And then just dab that into like a corner of the shadow, the pewter color. And that's just going right on my lid, like on the outer half. Okay, and then on a different flat shader brush, I'm also going to get this one wet. And then I'm going to take this champagne color right here and put that on the inner half of my lid. I'm also taking that champagne color right on my inner corner. Okay, and I think I am going to go into that Makeup Geek foiled shadow. So this is what it looks like. It's just this gorgeous, look at how pigmented that is. Oh, that's so pretty. So I'm going to take a little bit of that just on my fingertip and put that right in the center of my lid. Go back to my LORAC palette, and I'm gonna take the shade I think I'm going to take this shade Espresso right here and run that under my lower lash line. Okay, and I'm not going to do any liner or anything on my top lashes. So I'm going to go straight to mascara. So I'm just going to curl my lashes real quick. And I'm going to use my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I love this mascara, by the way. I just got it like 2 weeks ago, I think. Absolutely love it. It gives me volume, length. Okay, so I'm just going to set my face real quick, and I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray. I really have been enjoying this setting spray. And for lips today, I'm going to use my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Skimpy. It's a nude shade. Really, really pretty. Okay, so I didn't fill them in completely. I just lined them and filled them in a little bit, like on the corners. Now, this is my first ever MAC lipstick. I might be a tad excited. So I got the shade Angel, and this is in the Frost line. They have, you know, I don't know what all they like, cream, luster, amplified, like they have a bunch of different ones. So this is a Frost, and it's the shade Angel. And I love it. Like, seriously, love. Now you don't have to add anything on top. I tend to like a little bit of a more gloss lip. I like the way that this looks without the gloss, but just because I got a new lip gloss and I want to use it, I'm going to use my Buxom White Russian lip gloss. So that is the finished makeup look. Move this out of the way here. So that is the look. I love everything about it, honestly.